Hi, good evening everyone, and 恭喜发财, and also selamat berbuka puasa to all the Malay friends out there. Hope you all already had your dinner, and now it's time for you guys to chill and chit-chat with us before the fireworks start. So joining me tonight we have Leng. Hi, Leng.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Hi. So Bartley will be sharing on KLCI performance later. As for me, I'll cover the rest. Okay, so without further ado, let's start with market overview. So starting with Hang Seng. So Hang Seng slipped 0.58% for the week. The decline was largely attributed to profit taking following earlier gains in Chinese tech stocks. Sentiment was also weighed down by ongoing concerns surrounding China's economic recovery. While Wall Street benefited from the AI driven optimism, Hong Kong equities failed to keep the pace as investors remain cautious amid the mixed macro data and uncertainty over further policy stimulus from Beijing. As for the US, Wall Street ended the week higher, with Nasdaq up by 1.51%, S&P 500 gaining 1.07%, and the Dow Jones rising 0.25%. The rally was mainly driven by the continued strength in technology and AI-related stocks, as investors positioned ahead of key earnings releases. At the same time, recent inflation data reinforced expectations that the Federal Reserve may remain patient, which the recent policy meeting whereby most agreed to maintain the rates at current level. Bond yields also moderated during the week, improving the risk appetite, especially for growth stocks. Overall, the resilient economic data and stable consumer spending has helped ease the recession concerns and kept the sentiment constructive. Now let's take a look at the KLCI weekly performance from 13th to 20th February. So the index has rose 0.76%. What stood out was the fund flow. Retail investors were the main buyers with 115.8 million in net inflows, while institutions and foreign funds were net sellers last week. This means that the rally was largely retail driven. The reason, firstly, positive spillover from the Wall Street, strong performance, especially in tech and growth stocks, likely lifted overall sentiment, and retail investors tend to react more quickly to momentum and positive global cues. Second, the KLCI held firm above the key levels during the week, which may have encouraged bargain hunting and short-term positioning, especially after the prior consolidation. And thirdly, with the foreign and institutional selling creating some pressure, the retail participations may have viewed this as an opportunity to accumulate selected counters at a relatively attractive levels. So, however, while retail inflows can provide short-term support, sustained upside momentum would typically require stronger institutional and foreign participations. So overall, the KLCI gain the week reflects improving domestic sentiment, but the next leg higher will depend on whether broader fund flows turn more supportive. And now I'll pass over to Ling to share on the KLCI performance today. Over to you, Ling.
Hi, thank you, Crystal. The KLCI remains quite resilient despite today's mild pull off. As you can see on the index, had some losses and finished in above its day low level, and we see this support is quite strong around 1750 region, and this despite some pullback, we see this as a opportunity for bargain huntings, and if the move is above, as if the KLCI remains so long is above 1750, the uptrend would likely remain intact, and we expect the index to trend within 1750 to 1780 range this week. Okay, back to you, Crystal.
Okay, thank you, Ling, for the short brief on today's market. So I'll continue with the stock picks. So today there's no topic. I'll straight jump to stock picks. So how I picked these 5 stocks? Actually by luck. No, I just picked them because they appear in my screener, which show most active stock, and the technical looks pretty good. So I won't go too much in details each of them, but all are fundamentally strong, and the upside potential ranges from 16% to 69%, and the highest coming from RGB International, which is a supplier of the electronic gaming machines to casinos. And this is quite pretty cool, right? During this Chinese New Year where all people are gambling. So the casinos also full of crowds. So this might be a quite interesting stock during this Chinese New Year. So if you're interested, you can actually study yourself on this RGB International. And also most of them has delivered solid year-to-date performance, with the majority posting double-digit gains, and Dialog is up by 8.3% year-to-date, slightly lower than others, but it is actually showing encouraging signs of recovery based on the technical. And yep, pretty short. That's all for today. Now I'll bring back Park Ling to start with our Q&A.
Yeah, thanks, Crystal. Okay, it's Q&A session. Anyone? Any question?
So from today onwards, our RakuInsight will be slightly different. So there will be a major team which we shared previously. So we basically will share our market overview and also stock picks, and we'll focus on our Q&As. So you can ask any question if you have any. Okay, we have one asking. Wait, let me show this. Okay. So can analyze on Coinbase trend. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, Coinbase. So looking at the long-term chart, we can see that Coinbase actually quite fluctuate after a U-shaped pattern. It didn't actually broke out its immediate resistance at 370, and it continues to fluctuate within its peak at 443 to its lowest level around 157. So looking at the near term, we can see that after it reached its peak during last year around July, it started to pull back and has reached its recent low at 157. So is it 139? Not 157, 139. So we believe that this level will act as a strong support as it tested quite 2 times. This is quite near as well, around 147. So I believe this will be the strong support for Coinbase. So looking forward, we believe that Coinbase is probably testing its support and forming a higher support level looking in the near term. So the immediate resistance for Coinbase to test is around 191. So if it breaks above this level, then we might see a potential forming base at this area. So if it didn't to break above this immediate resistance, then we believe that Coinbase will be moving sideways within this tight range between 139 to 191. Okay, that's for Coinbase. Looking in the indicators, the EMA is actually quite bearish. You can see since last year, early November, there is a bearish crossover form, and the gap is getting wider. There's no sign of reversal yet. So we believe this will be the key indicative that if it breaks above, the trend might change. That's for Coinbase. Okay. So we have comment from KS. Great year, start with Great Tech and YTL Power. Buy before your buy call. Okay. So have a quick look on the chart.
Buy
Great Tech.
before your buy call. Good,
So I think I issued a technical call a few days ago during, I think 20 of February. So it touched my first immediate resistance. So for Great Tech, looking in the long term, so its all-time highs is set 3.80. So looking the near term, actually it's just sideways moving in a range of 2 ringgit and 50 to its recent low at around 1 ringgit and 12. So looking the nearer term, we can see that Great Tech has formed a higher support level at 1 ringgit and 46, and it has rebounded since then and quite strongly, and there is a bullish signal where the bullish crossover is formed around early February. So we believe that Great Tech likely to hold strong above its key support level at 1 ringgit 46, and currently tested the immediate resistance at 1 ringgit 97. So looking in the following days, we believe that Great Tech might break above this level, or it might pull back slightly before the next leg higher. Overall, Great Tech sentiment is quite bullish given that the technical setup, the bullish crossover, and also higher support level form. Okay, that's for Great Tech. And YTL Power. Oops. Yep. Okay, let me clear off some lines. Okay. So for YTL Power, we can see that it started its uptrend since 2023, and the uptrend ended around 2024 July, and since then it moves in a sideways movement ranging between 2 ringgit 90 cent to 4 ringgit and 52 cent. So looking at the near term, we can see that it has attempt to break out its immediate resistance at around near this level, 4 ringgit and 40 cent, but it didn't manage to break above, so it pulled back and touched its strong support level at 2 ringgit at 2 ringgit and 80 cent. So looking in the near term, we can see that it has break below our previous set support level at 3 ringgit and 23 cent, and currently still trending downwards given that there is a long red candlestick form recently. So we believe YTL Power is likely to continue its correction downtrend. Let's see if it can hold strong above its key support at 3.80 cent, which is quite likely after it tested 2 times. So this might be a good collection period for those who are really into this YTL Power, given that this will kind of good entry level, kind of bottom fishing. So if you are a risk taker, then most likely after it rebound from this level might be a good entry level for those who like YTL Power. So the trend reversal will confirm if it breaks above this immediate resistance at 3 ringgit 23 followed by 3 ringgit and 50 cent. If not, it will just likely ranging between this 280 to 323 in the near term. Okay. And
RGB.
for RGB in previous slide, can you check on the chart? Sure, RGB International. Okay, so you can see that RGB in the long term wise, actually in a quite long term downtrending since 2017 to 2022, about 5 years. And starting 2022, second half of the year, we can see it has rebounded strongly, quite strongly. And the peak is tested new high is at 45 cents, but the new high didn't manage to break above this 45 cents and it pulled back. So currently we see that after it hit its recent low, which is their key support at 19 cent and 19 and a half cent, we see that there is a strong rebound here starting early December last year, and it has break its immediate resistance at 25 cent. So we believe that RGB is currently entering into their rebound period where there is a bullish crossover form and also resistance turns support from higher support level at 25 cent. So looking forward for RGB, we believe that RGB will hold strong at 25, this level, and likely to continue its uptrend looking forward. So the immediate
despite the
resistance,
selling those 2 days, right? The share price, the support is quite strong, around 25 cents. Yeah.
yeah. So we believe that the resistance to be tested will be at 30 cents, followed by 33 cents in the near term. Overall, quite bullish given that the rebound is quite strong, and the stock also, the EMA line also widening. Yeah. I hope I answer your question.
Okay, any more? Sorry. Any other questions? I will try our best to answer.
Yes.
KSKS has a question on the US market.
US very rate, any US stock recommendations? Let me think. Haven't touched much on the US recently. My colleague is working on the US report. Let me see how. Recently, let's see on PCG maybe. So this is the stock recommended last Wednesday. Looking quite strong for this stock. Wait, let me clear. Pacific Gas and Electric Co. Let's see. PCG. So this stock has around 17% upside given that the technical is really strong. And also it's only $18. So looking at the chart, it's actually trading quite healthy in a healthy way. So we can see that in the near term, after its short term of pullback recovery, oops. Oh my god. Wait, yeah, give me some time. So after a 2022 to 2024 uptrending, we can see recently it has a healthy pullback this level. So after a pullback period, it started to rebound around this level, 12 ringgit, $12.96. So also there is a higher support level formed at $14.80. So looking in the near term, we see that it has break out from a bullish flat pattern, which is here after it tested a new immediate support and it profit taking a bit and started it continue its uptrend recovery. So we believe that the key support level for this stock will be around, let's see here, $17.86 followed by $17.35. And the immediate resistance to test will be around here, $19 followed by $19.60. Given a technical chart, very bullish, a bullish crossover, and also jump pretty far away from the both EMA lines. Also strong institutional support. So can maybe have a look at this stock and also can keep track on our US report issued date. And we have another question asking the outlook of SanDisk, future 6 months until end of the year. Okay, have a look at the chart first. SanDisk. Wait. Okay, so okay. So is it a newly listed? I'm not sure. Okay, so looking in the chart, historical chart that I have here, so we can see that it broke out immediate resistance at 289 during early of the year, January, and it continued its uptrend and tested a new high at around 723. So a mild pullback here, see it as we view this as a healthy pullback, and the support level is set at $543. So you are asking the future trend. Let me check if there is a upside for SanDisk. Wait, yeah.
Okay, SanDisk has potential upside of around 13%, and there are 16 buy calls, 6 hold, and 1 sell call. Yeah.
So given the consensus target price is at around 752 level, which is at 752. Slightly above its new high. There's about 17% upside potential. So near term wise, there is still upside potential, but after it breaks its immediate resistance and new high, likely there will be some pullback. We see this as a healthy pullback. Okay. Cass asks, curious what's equity analyst daily task? Basically, reading charts and screening stocks. Everything about stock market. Yeah. And analyzing stock. Any more question? If not, we might end early and release you all to celebrate Chinese New Year or buka puasa, eating your what? 年饼 snacks, Chinese New Year snacks.
拜天公 tonight.
Yeah, tonight 拜天公. Okay. I think there's no more question. So I'll wrap up the session.
Okay.
Okay, I think I wrap up the session. So thank you so much for you all to join us tonight, even though it's Chinese New Year and buka puasa time. So for those questions we didn't manage to answer tonight, no worries, just join us next RakuInsight. So we look forward to see you again next time. Until then, have a great night. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night. Bye.